From KQED News, I'm Natalia Navarro. Federal funding cuts and freezes by the Trump administration have left many nonprofits that serve Bay Area residents in a bind, one that's expected to get even worse as budget cuts to programs like SNAP are expected. Dr. Gina heads the San Francisco nonprofit Glide and wrote an op-ed in the San Francisco Chronicle published today, highlighting the growing food insecurity crisis in the city and calling for action. She joins us now. Glide offers a variety of services for homeless and low-income people. How have the funding cuts and freezes affected your organization so far?
I don't even think we realize the impact yet. The executive order comes out and then it's rescinded back from the courts. And so we're just trying to find our place in space. But one thing we do know is that food security is at risk because it's in the budget that's getting put out and approved by the Senate soon, which could have 20% cuts to our SNAP program, which is low-income families, BIPOC children, individual seniors. And those are the people we serve every day. And, when you see a line that's around the block for food, you just, in your mind, it's like, oh my goodness, is this line going to get longer? Right? Is this federal budget cut going to truly have an impact on families in our city? And we believe it is. And we know that, we're one of many, many programs, that will get impacted by this cut by the federal government.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a little more about that because it does seem likely that low-income food programs like SNAP will see these significant budget cuts. What are the potential implications you see for the broader Bay Area community?
According to organizations like, the San Francisco Food Bank, the Food Securities Task Force, these are coalition groups like FACTS that we work with, and all of them are dealing with the same reality that, over 70,000 or more people will be impacted by this, if not more.
How do you suggest balancing this immediate need for food assistance in the city with longer-term goals of addressing the root causes of poverty and unemployment?
Well, that's exactly what Glide and many organizations are trying to do. I mean, if we go further upstream and help families before they fall into poverty or before they fall into homelessness by providing safety net services, job development services, women's center where they can come in and learn more about what's available out there. If we do more of that on the front end, then we won't see the amount of people probably needing this service. But these programs are services that traditionally have been there for families. And if we remove them, there's going to be a devastating impact. We're trying to get people out of homelessness now. Can you imagine if you have to make choices about paying this or paying that or eating, your children having a decent food to go to school?
How does your organization and conversations maybe you're having with other nonprofits plan? What are your plans in order to weather this increasing demand that you're expecting?
We have a pretty tight system and network here in San Francisco around food. And so we're going to come together and even do more meeting to connect and more advocacy to fight for what's right and send letters and do, campaigns, because we know that when people don't have access to decent food, it just doesn't make sense. We're trying to rebuild our city or rebuild a country, and we're taking some of the basic resources that makes families strong away. I don't quite understand that. And food security is a huge deal, and we need to make sure that San Francisco is food secure.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
That was Dr. Gina, the head of San Francisco's nonprofit Glide, and I'm Natalia Navarro. This is KQED News.